Hey, hey, hey. Yeah.
RKO, she in the socks like Miss Foley, she know that we making it hot. Chris and Chris, we be the champs to the people, you know it's like we be the rock. Back to back, we pack a punch like Ray Sangin, I think you should know be. We ballin', and rest in peace Kobe, we on it. We loose in the streets and our crew is elite like Wakanda. No, you shouldn't sleep. When Chris and Chris get to talking, can't miss it like shooting your shot. We be the mans, we flaming the spot. We goin' sand, Kamehameha. Into the Christophers. No, this is not for the feeble. The coaches, you know that they need us. Like vultures, we feed it. We ballin' like Khan. We feelin' like John because you cannot see us. We up, you can't reach us. Rest in peace, Eddie. No lying, no cheating. We just speaking facts. Feelin' like Dent. You know, on any dark night, we be ready like we is the bet. Far from a joke. Like John Wick, we be lethal like Baki. No, we never fail. Ready to pop. Ready to beat down the culture like Angie. No, we on the trail. Yeah.
Pop culture beat down here. You know, this is Chris. This is a little different kind of episode. As you guys know from our last episode, Christian is in Dallas for WrestleMania weekend. So I brought on a superb buddy of mine that we mentioned a few times, Mr. Hector Torres. Hello, Hector.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Hey, man. Glad you joined us here. You always give us feedback. Because we're idiots and we messed up a lot of stuff, definitely with the wrestling. Like I said before, I think it's in our first episode, out of our friends, you have the most wrestling knowledge. I think it goes you and then Alex.
Yeah.
So, we're glad to have you on.
I mean, you got the movie knowledge.
Yeah, I'm the movie guy. Christian just...
Like the music guy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And the hippie stuff.
But yeah, you're definitely... So whenever we talk wrestling, I know we got something wrong with it. I always say on there too, Hector text us and let us know. Yeah. Where we fucked up.
Yeah. On that the very next morning, I'll text you, let you know. Wow, that was completely wrong.
Well, we can figure out what the transmission was called, right?
Yes, yeah. That's a classic name. It's like easy too.
It was on the tip of my tongue, but I'm like, it's not that. And then you text me, I'm like, oh.
And it's like, why did he name it Red Rum?
Yeah, this is what his son calls it, right?
See, that's some stuff Christian would do. Like, why are you gonna change it?
I think if Christian grew his hair out, he would want it to look like his.
He probably would. He probably would.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot that we want to talk about. Stuff that me and you watch or, listen to. Stuff like that most, me Christian normally talk about.
Yeah.
So, one of them is this past week, the season finale for Bel-air came about. Me and you are really high on that show. We really love it.
Yeah.
Most of our fans don't like it. They can't get over the fact it's Bel-air, or Prince of Bel-air, Fresh Prince, but me and you knew what they were trying to do, and we accepted it for that, and we love it.
Yeah, it's not the Fresh Prince of Bel-air. That's why it's called just Bel-air. It's a drama series.
Yeah.
And a very well done series at that.
Yeah. When the trailers first came out, I was iffy. I think I told you I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm iffy.
Yeah, me too.
But
I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I was willing to give it a chance because it was some faces that I had never seen before. And
they all do. Like, I feel like almost everybody brings their own spin on the character that they portray.
Yeah, definitely.
Young Will, the new Will, he's great. I think he fits Will. And then he brings his own thing to Will at the same time.
Yeah, it's a play on the old Will with the modern twist. It's updated, just a little bit more serious.
Yeah. And then Carlton, they had me hating him.
Man, we really hated him at first, didn't we?
Yeah, now he had a good turnaround there.
Yeah, he did. He did. It was definitely crazy because he did bring on a lot of heat at first, which means he was doing his job very well. Yeah, because
I think I told you, I said I hate him, but he's doing his job. So
yeah, because he's supposed to make us hate him. He's a douchebag.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, and he really turned his things around. But it's also like they gave us the point of view as to kind of why he was the way he was.
True, they kind of gave you that reasoning. You know.
With him being one of the few black kids in that school, he kind of had to do what he had to do to fit in. And when Will came along, he's like, nah, like, why are you doing all that? Why are you letting him say stuff like that? And he was checking him. And slowly but surely he turned it around. He even stopped snorting Xanax, which was crazy. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I was like, oh man, it's the fucking day. Fast forward to that episode already. No, so.
Yeah.
But what you call it? Hillary? I think she's great.
Mm-hmm.
The actress that got to portray Hillary, I like the spin they put on Hillary this time around.
Yeah, they made her not just all straight glamour and ditzy, but she's still with the glamour and
It's kind of
the high-end
independent,
stuff,
yeah.
but she's independent, and she cooks. With the whole modern twist of everything got to be put online and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's like a influencer.
A cooking influencer.
Yeah. And then Aunt Viv, she's great. And, everybody's great, but I'm just going through the list of characters. You already know that I'm in love with fucking Uncle Phil and my boy Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey the handler. He's not a butler anymore.
No, he's a fucking handler. He fixes shit.
He's the fixer. Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. It kind of sucks he disappeared towards the end there.
Yeah.
But he's going to be coming back.
Definitely. Like, we had just discussed that they got picked up for season 2. Mm-hmm. So that's great to hear. I'm glad that other people are liking it just like us. They're getting the views they need to get for it. That's great. We get to, spoilers. You guys to fast forward a little bit. We're going to talk about the season finale a little bit. But Marlon Wayans is as Will's dad. What a fucking great performance, dog.
Yeah, I know. You know what's crazy? I was sitting there watching it with my girl, and it came from the back of the head, the camera, and as soon as it showed the back of his head, she was like, "Marlon Wayne." I was like, "How do you know that?" She said, he has a very distinctive
back
head
of the
shape.
head.
I was like, "Okay, I didn't know that." But yeah, she guessed it. I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, man, I didn't. I knew he was in some others. He had good acting performances before in the past, but he brought it definitely. And then the scene, they did a different play on that scene that everybody loves from the original, which is that will always be classic, that will always be GOAT. But this was just, oh man, it was fucking.
It was intense.
Yeah, it was very intense. And
I felt like Will actually displayed it the way, a teenager nowadays probably would.
Oh yeah,
that had that situation and went through the things that he went through. So I mean, I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
I think it's great. I think if you guys haven't checked that out yet, haven't checked out Bel-air, please do give it a chance. Try to kind of keep Fresh Prince out of your mind. The display, like Hector said, it's not called Fresh Prince of Bel-air. It's called Bel-air. It's a more serious look at it, and I think they did great with it. I didn't think it was in the workout, but I ended up loving it. So,
man, at the end of the day, there are some exceptions, but 9 times out of 10, everything that comes out on TV is a play on something else.
Oh yeah,
it really is. So I mean, just be open-minded.
Because I'll tell you right now,
it's the 3-episode rule. Check it out for 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's the rule I go by.
There's certain series where you may have to see a little bit more because it's a slow burn.
Yep.
Like Better Call Saul.
That
was a perfect example. That was so slow, but I was like, I'm not gonna give up. And man, it really
pays off. It definitely did. Well, same thing. Looks like you used to mention Better Call Saul. A lot of people can't get past that first season of Breaking Bad. That's a very slow burn too.
It is.
First few episodes of that, and then once you get there to that part with Tuco and they blow him up and shit. Blow up that he throws that fucking bomb. That's when it gets fucking crazy.
With that one specifically, though, just to bring up, so a lot of people don't like Bel-air because of the Fresh Prince of Bel-air, but I mean, it wasn't the same with the series. It was more so an actor, Walter White.
Oh yeah, because
he was the dad in Malcolm in the Middle, and he was just as goofy as can be. And then you see a whole different side of him and come Breaking Bad.
Facts, because I remember seeing that. I was like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?"
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna like this."
But I think one day I just watched it. I was like, "Oh shit!" And that's probably one of my top shows. It was my number 1 show, but I think depending on how this show that we're gonna talk about next ends, it's coming up here. How it depends on Ozark. That's the show I'm talking about. Depending on how that ends, that might be my number 1 show.
Really?
Yeah, Ozark.
What about Sons?
Sons is top 5.
Really?
Probably number 3.
What about Mayans?
Mine's not. I can't rank it on a top. Probably be in my top 10, maybe depending on how it goes. But I really like Mayans. You didn't really watch Mayans.
As hyped as I was for it, I couldn't get through it.
I get that though. See, I know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people are like, well, if you like Sons, I'm like, well, no, it's a lot. It's a whole different thing, Lions.
It is. And, you know, with it being like a Hispanic kind of take on it, normally, like, I'm all for that, but I don't know, something about it. The actors didn't do anything for me.
I get that. It took me a minute. I think that, like, you know, like you said, the 3-episode rule, but I more just stuck with it because in my household, we all watch, you know, they all watch it here. So I'll sometimes, if I'm not doing nothing, I'll watch what they watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how I just ended up getting sucked up into it, like, to where I'm like, now, like, I'm going to watch the next seasons, but like you said, I don't know if they will ever make my top 10. Maybe, depending on how it ends up wrapping up or going forward. But I'm looking, you know, it's definitely a good show. But Ozark, you know, me and you both love fucking Ozark.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And this month, the series finale comes out, the 7th episodes of...
the second half.
Yeah, second half of season 4, right?
Yep.
Oh, man, I don't know if I'm ready for it. I haven't watched the trailer for this one yet because somebody said that they feel like they spoiled something, but they hope it's like a... Like, maybe they didn't spoil it, maybe
Now,
just like a...
I'll speak on that. I did see the trailer for it.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to say is with the previous trailers, the same thing could have been said, but there was still so much to the show that they didn't show you.
Okay.
So...
You know what that person's talking about, right? Or...
I'd tell you, give it a shot. I don't think... Because what they're going to show you isn't what we're going to get. Ozark hasn't done that at all.
True, you're 100% right, yeah.
You know, there's always a swerve in there somewhere.
I just can't wait, man. I think the actress that plays Ruth is fucking great.
Yeah, she's... I recently seen her in something else. It's on Netflix, Inventing
Something,
Anna.
there you go. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, which was kind of different. Not seeing her with the blonde curly hair. It took me a little while. I was like, I think 25 minutes in, and I'm like, is that Ruth? Because she got like a whole like accent and stuff.
Yeah, I think
it's like a European accent.
Yeah, that's based on a true story I heard. So
yeah,
I want to watch that too. But no, yeah, Ozark is great. I can't wait to see the turn of events, how everything turns out. And me and you are both on the train to fuck Wendy.
Yeah, I cannot stand Wendy Bird.
She's worse than Skylar from Breaking Bad, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
They're neck and neck, but she's fucking worse. I can't stand her.
I'm almost on the boat where I hate Tara.
Yeah, I don't really hate Tara so much, but I know you hated Tara.
I cannot stand Tara.
See, I cried when that shit happened to her.
I did not.
I think you were happy, right?
Yeah, I was about damn time.
Yeah. See, but the thing is, I always wonder... I don't know if it's just because we're males or what the fuck, but... Because I'm watching Yellowstone, and there's a character on there, a wife of one of the guys, and I can't stand her. And I'm like, do they make these characters for like us to fucking hate, or do women sympathize with them? I don't know.
I don't know, because my girl doesn't like Wendy at all either.
Okay, well... Okay, so I think it's just the way they write them in the shows, maybe.
Definitely. I mean, the way it all started was with, you know, her cheating on Marty. And then, to a certain extent, she even, like, throws it in his face.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you know, what the hell? Like, he saved your life. You could be dead right now.
Facts.
And then you were going to try running away with every bit of money in his bank account, not even taking into account, you know, that they have, you know, they're married and their kids. She's gonna run away with some guy. But Marty saved her because the cartel found her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, just the ungratefulness, and then she causes a lot of fucking problems.
She does, because Marty got them in a situation where they could actually try and get out, and then she was like, no, we're gonna stay and we're gonna do this, and she's just power hungry.
Yeah, straight up.
She's extremely power hungry. I feel like Marty gets sucked into so many situations, and it's not even his fault.
Yeah, he's always trying to dig himself
up. Even the deal with Dell, with the cartel that got him in, he didn't want to do that.
No.
It was his partner that wanted to do it. And then when they got caught stealing money, I don't even think he knew about it.
No.
So he's always just that guy in the middle who's like, oh, damn, I'm just getting caught in the middle here every single time.
Just give me another shovel so I can dig myself out of this one,
he gets out that shit every single time.
This from the very first episode, bro, when he just happens to fucking have that pamphlet for the Ozarks. That's how all the shit began, bro.
That his partner gave him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, check this place out. And he just spun it into some crazy dream, and he made it work.
He's a good salesman.
He is.
He's a great salesman. what's his name? He plays him.
Isn't that Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman. He's another actor. Like, not that I said I never liked him, but I always felt like he always played the same character.
I definitely agree because I didn't like him.
Yeah,
I didn't like him up until Ozark, and that's why I was hesitant to start Ozark because it's like I don't know. I never really liked this guy as an actor, but man, something about the whole Marty Bird character, it just fits.
it's crazy how these comedic guys are so good at making dramatic and horror stuff. Because I think he's like part writer of Ozark or part producer or something.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy how this mind, the comedy mind, you can tell comes from a dark place because look at the dark stuff that they come up with, you know. And yeah, he knocked it out the park with Ozark. I hate to see it come to an end, but I think it's best for it too before it overstays its welcome.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's either sometimes shows have a season or two, and we get upset. Sometimes they go 7, 8, 9 seasons, and then we get upset.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like a little happy medium sometimes.
Just look at Walking Dead. That's the ending, and I don't even care about it anymore. I love that show, but after season 7, it's
Bro,
overstayed.
I didn't even really care for Glenn that much, but when they killed him off, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I was like, are you serious? Like, we're just killing everybody left and right?
Yeah, they went too fucking. They lasted way too fucking long with that show, so I'm glad that show's fucking ending. You were talking about Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
That season.
What happened with that?
It's coming back this. I think it's this month too.
COVID shut it down?
Yeah, but it's coming back it's the series finale on that one as well.
See, now I feel like I gotta go back and rewatch everything because it's been so long.
I got to rewatch it. I got to at least rewatch the last season to see where we're at. I might have to rewatch the whole thing though.
Yeah, because there's a lot that took place.
But that show always felt like they always took their time with the seasons anyway.
The last season, didn't the brother die? And he burned himself or something like that?
The season before, yeah.
That was so what was the last season?
So I can't really remember too much about it.
See, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that.
Same
That's what I have to
thing.
do with Ozark.
I remember you were texting me about it, and you had
and
me
that's
like...
what really got me frustrated with Wendy Bird again. I was like, damn. Because I had told my girl about it. I was like, look, this show's coming out with a new season, and, I've seen it before. I'm willing to rewatch it so that way we can watch the new season together. And because that's how good it is. Like, if it's a show that I like, I'll rewatch it. I've seen Sons of Anarchy 3 or 4 times, Breaking Bad 3-4 times. I've seen Weeds a couple handful of times.
I always rewatch Weeds every now and then. I love Weeds.
Yeah, I don't know, something about that show. It's like...
And the fact that it's only half-hour episodes.
Yeah, it makes it quick.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of stuff there ain't believable, but it's just...
No, it's just... But I think the reason why they got away with it is because they brought a lot of comedy into it.
Yeah, it was a very funny show.
So you were able to, like, okay, it's a comedy, too.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? I forget his name on the show now. But he's a famous comedic actor that's in it. He was like the head of the city council or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He was always great in that show.
Oh, man, I forget his name. I know you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I like Guillermo.
Guillermo, yeah.
Yeah, that little dude, he's funny.
But no, Weeds, there you go. Ozark, catch up on Ozark. Did you watch it? We both love that show. Ozark's the shit. If you never watched Weeds, check out Weeds. Better Call Saul, like I said, that's coming back. We're gonna have to rewatch it because we can't remember. It's been so fucking long. It feels probably been about 2 years. If I had to guess, I'll look it up after this. Ozark's fucking great. We just watched NXT.
Yeah.
NXT Stand and Deliver. Me and Christian did our prediction episode on it. And I said I wasn't looking forward to it. I was going to give it maybe 1 or 2 matches I think were going to be great. And I think me and you talked about it as well, and you thought the same.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a chance, but I didn't have high hopes for it.
Boy, we were wrong.
Very wrong, actually.
That was a great fucking...
I mean, it's a little cheesy what they try and do with some of the wrestlers there. Like
some of the
gimmicks and stuff.
Some of the gimmicks, some of the vignettes and stuff.
Like, I don't understand Grayson Waller. He's Australian, runs his mouth, but then he comes out looking like some kind of boxer.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be... Is he some... Because his whole thing is he wanted a viral moment or whatever. So he's like a fucking what they call it, influencer or some shit, I guess. I don't know.
An influencer boxer?
Yeah.
See, that shit don't make sense. We got the cheesy, old school, looks like it's from the late 90s Italian mobster.
Yeah.
And then they bring on AJ Galante to come out with him, too.
Yeah, I didn't understand
it. Y'all supposed to be a family-friendly show, and you guys are bringing on the son of a known mobster.
Yeah, from the...
Who doesn't exactly have the best reputation. Who owned a hockey team that did
the
a whole
Trashers,
bunch of... the Trashers, who did a bunch of illegal stuff. And you guys are just bringing them out on a family-friendly show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be PG. This is PG, guys. We NXT ain't gritty no more. It's NXT 2.0. It's family-friendly.
Yeah.
Bright colors. Yeah, it was... When you said that, I was like, no way. And then... It took me a minute until they said it, too. And I was like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, yeah, the real-life Tony Soprano's son or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I watched that stupid stuff. Well, it was a good documentary.
Yeah,
I watched that documentary.
If you see the documentary, I mean, you see the kind of pull that his dad had. It was... For one of his birthday parties, it was like one of... we'd just go nuts if it was us.
Oh, yeah.
He had The Rock, Triple H, Chyna, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, X-Pac.
Pretty much all the Attitude Era guys there.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was there.
Yeah.
He had them all for his birthday party. All there, just chilling.
That's how you know, like, if you're young, you have to know, like... You might not know as a kid, I guess, but your friends definitely, oh, his dad's somebody or something, because he had all them fucking people at his fucking party.
Well, didn't he operate out of Connecticut, too?
Yeah, he operated out of Connecticut. He was the biggest trash, what do they call that? They were the biggest trash company or whatever you want to say. I think the only...
he used that to funnel money.
Yeah. That's funny, because waste management. Because it's funny, because a lot of mobsters use the waste management business as that.
And wasn't that what The Sopranos was about?
Yeah. That's why they said, like... That's why they claimed that Tony Soprano was based off of him. I think that family more claims it than the actual creators of The Sopranos. Mm. But no, well, as you call it, premium live event.
It's a premium live event. It's a PLE.
That's what they call it, so we'll call it that, I guess.
It's not a pay-per-view. Pay-per-view would signify that you're paying per the view. You can see that as many times as you want. So it's just a premium live event. Okay. You're paying a premium to watch a live event.
I hate it still. I'm old school. Okay.
It is what it is.
But, okay, that's what it is, what they call it now, though, I think.
Yeah, PLE.
I just hate that.
It rolls right off the tongue.
It does, doesn't it?
PLE.
I guess. But we opened that PLE with the 5-man ladder match for the North American title.
Technically, it was the women's tag team title.
Oh, that was the kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did the kickoff with the women's tag team.
They reunited Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai to go against Toxic Attraction.
Which made me believe that I thought, okay, if they lost that, for some reason, I just in my head thought that Mandy Rose was going to lose.
Well, I could see why they put Raquel Gonzalez over. She's from Texas.
True, yeah. And then that they were a good tag team. People did like them together.
Yeah.
So that was actually it was a decent match. I had no problems with it.
I just didn't understand the whole Wendy Chu character.
No, Hector messaged me. He said, "Where's this fat chick or this chunky chick coming out of nowhere?"
I did not call her fat. Okay.
You said chubby.
Who is this chubby girl in a pajama?
I corrected
with
myself.
Slippers and a pillow and a bunny.
Did she do like orange soda on them or something?
And why does she have orange soda when she's supposed to be going to sleep?
So is that her gimmick? Or she's new, right? She just debuted right there, right?
No, she's not.
I don't watch it.
She was in a tag tournament with Dakota Kai. But you know what's funny about her?
What?
Do you remember the character they had, Xia Li?
Yeah, I do. Vaguely.
Like
I don't remember.
The martial artist?
Yeah, very, very vaguely.
Okay, do you remember the stable she was a part of?
I don't remember the name of it, but I know it wasn't Sachi part of it. Shotzi?
No. It was like a Far East stable.
I think I vaguely remember this.
And they had like this Japanese lady who was like the leader, but she just always sat down like on some kind of throne.
Yeah, I
she
do.
was supposed to be mystical.
I remember this shit.
Yeah, like dark powers and all this other stuff. That's Wendy Chu.
Oh, they just changed her whole thing.
Completely repackaged her from dark to
NXT 2.0.
dark to fluffy.
See, that's the problem I have with NXT 2.0. But hey, I can't. Good stuff today. So after that, whatever the hell happened there with the orange juice and stuff, orange pop.
That was definitely orange soda.
Yeah, that was orange soda. That was Fanta.
That was Fanta.
Drew that on somebody, and then here we go to the beginning of the PLE, like the true beginning after the kickoff, the North American title ladder match, which was a fucking excellent to me. Some of that one spot with Escobar, and was it Wilder that he flipped over the ladder into the other ladder on the rope?
Yes.
That he suplexed him onto there, right?
It was a power bomb.
It was a power bomb, yeah. That was sick. That was...
Yeah, you can't fake that.
No, because you even seen Escobar even looked like concerned as shit. He was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the spot, but yeah, that's you can't fake that.
No, you can't, yeah. I'm glad nobody got hurt, because that could have ended bad.
That we know of.
Oh yeah, as of right now.
Actually, I don't remember him coming back after that.
No, yeah.
He didn't come back after that.
Yeah,
so either he got hurt or he did a great job of doing what he was supposed to, which was selling that. Because if he would have got up after that, it's kind of like it downplays the whole spot.
Hey man, Christian saying a lot of that today. Of the no selling.
Yeah, for no reason. So horrible.
His mud show. He loves his mud shows.
I don't understand why.
But that match was great. I'm pretty much in the boat with you. Once they announced Cameron Grimes was going to be in it, and once they give his little story about how his dad passed away and he wanted to make him proud, get his namesake out there, and actually win a title there, I kind of figured he was going to win it.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's a vet. He's been wrestling for...
He's young, too.
Is he?
He's like about my age, yeah. I'm not young anymore.
I mean, he's been wrestling for years, though.
No,
Trevor Lee?
Trevor Lee, yeah, when I seen him
because I remember seeing him in Impact years ago.
When I seen him as Trevor Lee in 2017 or 2018, he was like 25 or 26, and they had their mid-card belt, and he won it that day, and he was like, it's my birthday, I just turned 26 or 25 or something like that, and I was making sure I was going to win this for my birthday.
Well, there we go. Two impactful moments in which he won belts. But, I mean, he's a veteran. He's been doing this for years.
He's a good wrestler. I don't
like his look. Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
I mean, he's talented in the ring, so I mean, he's somebody who could help elevate some of these younger guys.
Facts. I think he is a really good worker. Like you said, I'm not a big fan of his look either, but I'm sure they could work something out with him. They seem to be they give him pretty good matches, pretty good stories. I wonder
he's pretty good on the mic.
Yeah, he's really good on the mic. That I'll give him. We'll see where he goes here. This is kind of what's his character right now, to the moon stock market type guy.
No, the stock market's only in reference to him winning the $1 million belt. But it's just being able to take things all the way to the moon, I guess. So shooting for the top.
Yeah. So yeah, congrats on that guy. A great, like I said, great match. Crazy spots. And then what was after that? Wasn't the women's? Was it the tag team? I think it was the tag team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tag team was the Creed Brothers.
The Creed Brothers versus Imperium versus
MSK.
MSK.
Which you text us and corrected Christian that Wilder, it wasn't the guy that they considered a new John Cena or up and coming John Cena. It's one of the Creed brothers.
Yeah, Julius Creed, the tall one.
Yeah. Which this was another great match. Well, like I said, we loved all these matches, but this match was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't a fan of the Creed brothers gear.
No, it
was like very jarring to look at. Like, what is this?
They looked like creative characters.
Yeah, definitely from WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, right.
Not even a modern game.
Like the only person that can pull off that look is Kurt Angle.
Nobody can pull off that look. There's the baby blue tights.
I just meant the tight in general, but yeah, I guess it's because it was the baby blue ones, right?
It just stuck out like a sore thumb.
But the bigger guy did that fucking cannonball. That shit was dope.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I was like, what's he doing up there?
Big boy. I like when big boys represent.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were going to win, but MSK came out on top.
Yeah, I didn't think Imperium was going to get pinned. But I was wrong on that. Because I thought they were still trying to push them as the heels. Definitely since they got Gunter.
Yeah.
Going still big. But, no, MSK showed out. They're really good. I think that they need to work on some of theirs because I think they kind of... Their finisher, they did good. I mean, it's a dope finisher, but I felt like they kind of... I don't know who would have messed it up, but I felt like it was kind of botched a little bit. But they still, everything looked good, I guess. But I always liked MSK even from the indies. As Desmond and Zach.
Yeah, they ain't too bad. I think they booked them to win because the whole time... With the whole situation with them getting booed, it's been a while. And, the brand's changed, so they're probably hoping that fans get over that crap.
That was all because of the Izzy thing, right?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. Is you shouldn't have a little girl in the ring. Yes, it's fake to a certain extent. Yes, it's booked. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you can easily get hurt because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, because it's not like she's a trained wrestler.
Oh.
And what I mean... Her dad's fucked up for having people boo them.
Yeah, it's typical generation, though. That's how people are nowadays. I mean, just because you don't like what somebody tells you, now you're going to try and get them canceled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it don't surprise me, but...
But it seemed the fans kind of came back with them today.
Yeah,
they were cheering them.
I mean, it's been some time, because that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. I forgot all about that till, that came up today. But, Tommaso Ciampa, man... We talked about this match a little bit, but
I liked his intro.
Oh, his intro was great, isn't it?
Yeah, he did a homage to Triple H with the spitting out the water, and then he did the
Shawn
HBK spin around with the flex. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so he went out on his back, but I think they mostly do when they leave NXT.
Yeah, actually they do.
And I think he was trying to put over Tony, which Tony D'Angelo is a good wrestler. I just don't like his gimmick so much. As we talked about, it's like fucking late 90s, early 2000s shit.
Pretty much. I mean, but Enzo had the same kind of gimmick. It was just goofy.
True. This guy's going more for straight heelish.
Yeah.
And he went in the heel way.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, it's going to bump him up a little bit for beating Tommaso Ciampa for his last match. Tommaso Ciampa worked like he always does. I love him. I can't wait to see. Hopefully he does good in the main roster going forward. You never know, man. But
I mean, it's a toss-up. It could end up being just like Finn Balor, who recently just got pinned by Austin Theory.
Who recently just pinned Ricochet. Yeah, and then... Do you see what happened today? I mean, did you hear about what happened yesterday during the Andre the Giant Royale?
Yeah, Madcap Moss took off.
He eliminated
4 people at the end.
Yeah, one of them being Finn Balor.
Exactly.
I thought that was for the United States Championship, but I was wrong. Mm-hmm. He just happened to be in there. I just saw him in the middle, so I just automatically thought that was for that. But Madcap, I like Madcap, but I don't know.
I mean, Madcap Moss has been around for a long time. He used to be Riddick Moss. He was part of a group with Mojo Rawley.
Oh, they were that tag team thing, right? Or they were the Hype Bros. Not the Hype Bros. That was the
Ryder.
Yeah, that was Zack Ryder. But
it was after the Ryder. It was when he was when Mojo turned kind of heelish. But yeah, he's been around for a while. I haven't been a huge fan of him. But apparently he had a very good match with McIntyre.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a really good match.
He just won this over-the-top battle royal, which don't mean nothing because Mojo Rawley won that, and you see where that ended him.
This hasn't meant anything since Cesaro won it. Cesaro was the only one where I was like, oh, shit. And that was the first one.
And it didn't even mean nothing when he won it.
No, it didn't. We were talking about top mid-carders that didn't get what they deserved. Cesaro was definitely one of them.
No, definitely. But yeah, I seen an interview with Paul Heyman, and he said that who he sees as one of the next big stars, and he went as far as saying could be a Roman Reigns type position, was actually Madcap Moss. He says he hasn't found it yet, but he says once he hits that X factor, he says he has everything else.
Hey man, if Paul Heyman is co-signing him, and if Paul Heyman also gives him stuff to work on, and gives him tips, he should be able to. Because, you know, if there's one person I'm going to trust back there, it'll be somebody like Paul Heyman.
I mean, true, but at the same time, when they had brought him back to run, I think it was Raw, he was very high on Aleister Black, and he was high on Andrade. And he was going to push them to the top. And Vince said no. And then he didn't even end up running Raw for that long. They just relieved him of that position, and they kept him on as a manager.
Yeah, which is crazy because I'm not going to say because I'm not the biggest fan of Aleister Black, but I liked Andrade a lot. I do still like him. I think he could have been... Like, what are your thoughts on Andrade?
I liked him. Honestly, the one knock on him that Vince probably had the biggest problem with, and it might come off racist, he can't speak a lick of English.
Okay. So that's why
it don't really like show from his time in WWE, but I've seen a lot of videos of him in AEW because he gets a lot more mic time. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You know, I never even noticed that until you mentioned it right now. Because, like I said, I guess I just pay attention too much. And with AEW, I just kind of watch the matches.
Well, that's because Vince isn't going to put anything on TV that he doesn't like.
No, so he's going to cover it up. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there was an issue where apparently he said, you know, Asuka's English wasn't good. And same thing with Shinsuke. And see where those two ended up.
Yeah, it's true. And those guys, them two ran NXT when they were on there.
They dominated it.
Yeah. She, I was just looking at her. I forgot that she just relinquished her title. She didn't lose it in NXT. Mm-hmm. Her losing streak didn't happen until against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Andrade, he has all the tools with the exception of not being able to talk on the mic. So, I mean, unless they paired him with somebody to be that mouthpiece, ain't gonna work.
Yeah, true. That's the only... But that's the same thing I felt for the longest with Brock Lesnar, because I think that's why he was with Paul Heyman for so long, but he's gotten, you know, Brock's a fucking... he's a, what do you call, veteran at this fucking point, right? So Brock is so much better on the mic than he was before, you know, but Brock speaks English. You know, this guy don't speak English, so I don't even know why I'm making this comparison. I'm just saying,
it's a fair comparison because Brock couldn't talk. Yeah. Brock was a different person back then when he first got into the business, and I feel like since he's been back, especially this run, he's just been himself. I feel like that's why it works.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
He's not really trying to like play. It's not like, hey, here's a script, read this off, because that's not what he does.
Yeah,
everything he's doing is he's just being himself.
He's just. I think this is true. Where you're seeing the cowboy Brock, that's true Brock. That's not with the accent, yeah.
He lives in Saskatchewan, bro. He's definitely a cowboy.
He lives in the mountains, right? Well, he has a whole cabin out there, right? Him and Sable.
A cabin's putting it lightly, bro.
He probably has his own ranch, right?
He has his own compound. I know last time he had done a video on it. He has this huge warehouse that's his personal gym. Fully equipped, and it keeps all his like farming equipment too. And then he recently built his own butcher shop because he hunts, kills, and butchers his own meat. So I mean, he's out there like that.
Yeah, man. I see he has I seen him doing some of the butcher stuff.
Yeah.
And it looks crazy.
He has his own spice with the Bearded Brothers.
I want to try it. I want to see how much that would cost and order some.
It's not that expensive. I've looked into it.
Yeah, because I was like, I'll trust Brock. He looks like he knows about a good steak and how good steak it is.
He brought it on the Pat McAfee show, and Pat McAfee says he puts it on everything.
Yeah, so I definitely want to try that shit.
Yeah.
I want to try that, and I want to try JR's barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try that. I don't know why I've never ordered it, but I've always wanted to try that.
I remember at one point there was like a whole like gift set you could buy for the JR one. Speaking of JR, let's go on this topic. You know, I watched some AEW, of course. I love JR. I think it's time he takes a step back from commentating. He don't have it no more, man.
He don't have it because he doesn't want to do that. I mean, he's calling matches with dudes who keep their hands in their pockets and fake kicks. Like, okay, of course you're not really kicking somebody, but this guy literally like very slowly taps somebody's shin and pretends it's a kick.
Bro, that shit is horrible to watch when you're talking about. That's like, it hurts me to watch it because it's so painful looking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, we're not going to go through this, okay? It was recently brought up that when he first came on board, they were having their whole production meetings and talking about the matches and stuff like that. And Orange Cassidy came up. And he's like, so what's his deal? And Tony Khan's like, oh, he's great. He's amazing. You're going to love him. He's like, no, I don't. He's not great, and I don't love him.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's got to grow on you. The fans are really on him and all this other stuff. But, I mean, JR is old school. I mean.
Yeah, JR, like, if you bring JR, if you're somebody like Tony Khan and you're bringing JR on board, you listen to JR. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But it sounds like they just want him there because of his name.
That's all it was.
And they want him for the commentary, but I don't think, like you said, he don't want to do that shit. You can tell he don't want to do that shit no more. And he don't want to do it for those matches.
You can go listen to him.
Yeah.
He sounds like completely out of it. And there's even times where he questions like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah. That's why I said, like,
it's not real wrestling.
So I'm gonna tell you straight up. I read a comment today and I agree with it about Tony Khan in this whole situation. Tony Khan, this person said Tony Khan is straight up just fucking episode of Dark Side of the Ring waiting to happen.
It's possible. I mean, he's getting lucky with all the people that WWE have released and people that have wanted out.
Yeah.
Like with Daniel Bryan leaving WWE because there's things he wanted to do that for his safety they weren't going to let him do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might luck out. But that's why you're starting to see a lot of these people like Joey Janela who have been released quietly.
Yeah.
Sonny Kiss, probably another one. Marco Stunt, another one. So all these goofballs he brought on that are, you know, popular on the indie scene.
Joey Janela's a goofball. He's my goofball, damn it.
That guy's horrible. He is the king of botches.
I mean, you haven't seen him fight the Invisible Man.
There's nobody there. Okay? And no, he does not have a brother named Invisible Stan. It's horrible wrestling, dude. It's like, seriously, come on now. Like, I understand you guys like it, but it's just a bunch of guys that are going to hurt themselves.
I can't deny that. But I guess I just look at it as junk food.
It's like you like Nick Gage.
Yeah, I love Nick Gage.
He damn near killed David Arquette. If he would have killed David Arquette, we would not have had the new Scream.
You would have been happy because you didn't like that movie.
You wouldn't have been.
But no, yeah, that whole situation, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of shitty. To me, that's very shitty of Nick Gage.
I was talking to Christian, and he said, oh, yeah, there's been some close calls. One time, a guy almost had his artery nicked. I'm like...
No, one time, I was with him. One time, a guy did get his artery nicked. You seen it happen, and then what do? You see, it was right on the artery, and you seen it, like, pouring blood out of the wrist. And they came out there with duct tape and duct taped it up, and he went back and still wrestled. And then he jumped in there.
Dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And then he jumped in the ambulance after the match.
And you know they're not even getting paid.
They're not getting paid shit. I think they just make money off the merch, really, probably.
It's like you got to be a masochist to do that shit.
Yeah, that's why I barely go. I only go every now and then. But I still go.
I could never go and watch that, honestly. Like, I can.
I could get it because it could turn your stomach. It can't really get.
They've really taken ECW and turned it into complete. They make ECW look like WWE.
True.
During the Attitude Era.
I wonder what Paul Heyman thinks of this. I never heard of him talk about these type of matches. You know what I mean? These death matches.
I don't know.
I wonder what his thoughts would be about them. Because I know he liked the extreme stuff, but they took it to, like you said, a whole fucking different level.
Yeah, somebody's going to die.
Yeah, I'm surprised Christian hasn't seen somebody die yet. Because the way he goes with these all the time. And it seems like I said, it happened a couple times where people hit their arteries. So I can only imagine one time. Well, like that happened with David Arquette. It got right in his jugular, right, or close to it.
It got really close.
It was his neck.
He said he was a couple centimeters close from hitting something to he would have been dead. And the guy purposely did it.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I like Nick Gage, but I felt like that was very shitty. Because you knew he wasn't a wrestler like that. You knew he just wanted to do this quick, fun thing. I get you get into this fucking zone, but at that point, you're just being an asshole. At that point, you're just being a fucking asshole.
I mean, what you say you're doing it for fans and stuff, but what are you really saying if you got a fan who is trying to do that and then you're basically gonna try and kill him?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I know you like Nick Gage, but honestly, he's a piece of shit. I mean, I know he's had his ups and downs. I know he had drug addiction issues. I know his brother died and all this other stuff. But I mean,
that don't give you an excuse though to do that though.
He's honestly a dick.
Yeah, I never met him personally, but from that situation, he does. You know, what I mean, it seems like he is. Because I think David Arquette took them out to dinner the night before, right?
Yeah, he took them out to dinner to some expensive ass steakhouse
to talk about the match and everything.
To talk about the match, and he said, "Well, who the fuck is this guy to tell me what I can and can't do?" So I mean, he just took it into his own hands, and he damn near almost killed a man.
Christian's like, "No, you're making him hate Nick Gage because I'm starting not to like him now." The more I'm thinking about the situation.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah. And I don't believe the whole thing. They try to say that they give him the credit for bringing the Briscoes, to the forefront, I guess. But I think the Briscoes would have got there regardless. The Briscoes are fucking awesome.
The Briscoes would have got there the minute they got to Ring of Honor with Jim Cornette.
Yeah. The Briscoes are fucking great, man.
They're amazing. I don't know if you've seen the tag match that they had yesterday with FTR.
No, I didn't know that stuff was being... So I didn't know...
Because when you text me,
yeah,
I thought that FTR won because...
The Bucks came out there?
The Bucks came out
there.
They
came out after the match, right?
Yeah. It actually was a clean finish. Then at the end of the match, the FTR laid down the Ring of Honor straps in front of them and bowed down to the Briscoes. And the Briscoes said, nah, and they, shook each other's hands.
Yeah, I really, really love the Briscoes. I've seen them live a couple times they did some stuff for GCW. And their matches, whenever they have matches for them, they're always the best of the night because those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they do it, but they do it. It's like a method to the madness. It's contained. It's not just, I gotta hit you over the head with these fluorescent tubes.
No, yeah, they know.
Oh, let me take a piece cutter and just stab you in the neck with it, like.
While Papa John's commercials playing in the background.
Exactly. Come on now.
But no, no, those guys, you could tell that they're masters of their craft.
They are. I fuck with them because they're just
and they're real too.
Regular dudes who work in a farm and fucking wrestle.
Chicken farm, right?
A fucking chicken farm, bro.
That's always they always say that too. They always mention that
bro,
the chicken. We can show you the chickens can fly.
They do their promo videos from the hen house.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I don't know if people you don't know the Smoker Section podcast and know our friend Miguel that we had on there. I feel like one of them looks like Miguel a little bit.
I'd have to see this guy.
Yeah, I'll show it again.
Oh wow.
I feel like one of the Briscoes looked like Miguel. I remember I took a picture and I said, "Harry, I didn't know you were wrestling."
Oh, he does, but he got dreads now.
Yeah. Once he put the dreads, it don't look it. But
he does look like him.
But the Briscoes, I'm glad. At first, I think you were gonna like the Briscoes.
If you ever see the Briscoes coming anywhere near here,
I'll let you know.
Let me know. I'm down.
I'll let you know, and I'll let you know if it's a deathmatch thing. I'll be like, we'll make sure we just go for their main event because they're usually main event when they come out here. So we'll just go for their main event.
I was telling Alex when I was on the phone with him earlier. I asked him if he's seen it. He's like, no. He's like, how could I watch it? I was like, it's on YouTube. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, they're like the best tag team.
See, I didn't realize they were televising that. I would have watched that pay-per-view because I ended up watching. I can't remember when that came on, but I ended up watching the Hall of Fame instead. Did you see any of the Hall of Fame or no?
I seen the highlights. I had to work last night, so
so I
was watching the highlights.
Taker did like an hour-long his speech.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best speeches I've ever seen. Like, I think that guy needs to be a motivational speaker. He was great. Everything he talked about.
He's a success at everything he does, man. I mean, he was a success as the Undertaker. He has his own construction company that does very well called Callaway Construction.
Yeah, he even said, he goes, he said, I had to think about what I wanted to do. He said, I could have kept Mark Callaway hidden from you guys for my whole life. He said, you guys would have never known this, but he goes, I felt like I owed it to you guys to show, so here I am. And then he went into his whole spiel. He talked about how a lot of people, he gave a lot of people their flowers for his career and stuff. A lot of people were upset that he didn't mention Mick Foley, he didn't mention it. I'm like, he had so many people. He was in a wrestling career for 30 years, right? It's hard to mention everybody, He mentioned
Who did he mention?
Triple H, Shawn Michaels for their matches. I didn't know. You know a lot more than I do. You know a lot more behind the scenes. I didn't know WrestleMania 25, he was saying that at first they were supposed to go on third and only have 15 minutes.
Really?
But him and Shawn raised hell, and then he said whoever followed us after that wished we were probably the main event, because he said that was like the best match I've ever had. He said that was probably the best match of his career, he feels.
I'd have to put it up there. Definitely.
And then, of course, he said, Vince McMahon, he said that was my boss. He said, now he's my best friend for life. I love him.
Yeah.
Because he said that there was actually somebody that took... He said he was appreciative because he said Vince was kind of iffy on him. But he said he took him in.
What's funny is when Vince first called him, when his contract was up with WCW, says, hey, is this the Undertaker? And he says, the what? He's like, yeah, it's the Undertaker. And that's how it all started. All because somebody in WCW said, you know what? I just don't see anybody paying big money to see you.
Yeah. He said that in the thing too. He said that yeah, he goes, he said what gave me even more drive is that somebody said that, and he goes, I had to prove myself to Vince, and he goes, look where we are now. And then it was Vince. He talked about Stephanie a little bit, how that's like his little sister that he never wanted, but it's his little sister. Shane's like a little brother, and how he used to drive. I guess he used to drive him and Godfather around, Shane.
Oh, really?
And he said he used to be annoying as shit. He goes, that kid would not shut up. But he goes, I love him. And then Godfather, he talked about how Godfather was an influence on him, but he said not a good influence.
Not at all. I mean, the Godfather owns a strip club now, so.
He said that they, between them, have like hundreds of gallons of fucking whiskey in their system.
Godfather said it plenty of times. He likes to drink, go to a strip club, and get in fights.
Of course, he talked about meeting his wife. His wife now, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't even remember everybody. He mentioned like almost fucking everybody that you would feel was impactful on his career. But I get why people were upset because Mick Foley, they did have great stuff with each other.
I mean, they did, but was it really stuff that impacted Taker, or was it stuff that impacted Mick Foley?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, Mick Foley was a legend in his, in his own right beforehand, before he even got to WWF.
Well, I don't think Mick
didn't know him.
I don't think. I just think because Taker, he had certain things that he wanted to hit on that he said because he was like elevating your career, because that's when the Shawn and Triple H came up, and then he talked about those 4 matches back to back, and about how that was the end of an era for sure. He said it truly was. He said when they
the match with him and Triple H was brutal inside the cell.
Yeah, I watched it recently, and I forgot how much I love that fucking. That's like one of my favorite WrestleMania matches.
What's crazy is I didn't have high hopes for that match.
I remember we watched it at your house. I remember you didn't think it was gonna be.
I didn't think it was gonna be that good because Taker was already older at that point. So I was like, man, what could he really do inside of a cell? But man, they took off with that.
It was more too like the storytelling that whole match. Like they told a fucking story, man.
Well, I mean, it's like Randy Orton was just on the Pat McAfee show, and he said it best. He said that when Edge came back, it was the best thing because he felt like he got, his big brother back.
Yeah.
And that's somebody that he could trust, somebody that's going to work safe with him. And it's like, it's those nuances of being able to tell a story. Like I said, it's all scripted.
Yeah.
It's all fake. You can seriously get injured, though. You see what happened with Big E. He got flipped because somebody thought doing a suplex was literally just grabbing somebody and tossing them.
Well, that guy was, what was his name?
Rich Holland.
He's green. He's green.
Very green.
Yeah.
Randy Orton touched on that too. He said that they don't teach safety in NXT. He knows that because he's wrestled with a lot of them. So, I mean, that's why you get a lot of these injuries that are happening because guys are doing stuff that it's all for high spots. It's like, ooh, what's going to get the attention? But it's like, you guys are doing high spots. That's why I don't like AEW. They're doing stuff that you're not supposed to see all the time.
Yeah, true. It's supposed to be like, first of all, at pay-per-views, but second of all, not even at every pay-per-view. Just like you said, I don't know. It's supposed to be just like, the best way I could like say it is, I think I talked to you about Star Wars, and I used to be like, oh man, new Star Wars, but now that they pump it out constantly, I don't care about it no more. And now that's what they're doing. Because look, that's like certain moves. The cutter is they do it constantly in AEW.
The sweet chin music.
They do it constantly. Like they're taking these finishers like that you would see Shawn Michaels tuning up that music, and you knew the match was coming to an end.
Yeah, definitely.
And now it's just like, oh, it's just another fucking super kick.
Exactly.
So I get what you're saying exactly.
It takes away from it.
And the fact that everything's against no soul all the time.
Yeah, that's another thing that bothers me. It's like, I don't know. I was excited for AEW at first. I used to like a lot of them. It wasn't until I started like really paying attention from listening to like Jim Cornette and stuff like that it's like these guys are unsafe. They're just looking for the big high spots, and it's like you said, it's junk food.
Yeah.
Just looking for or a sugar rush.
Yeah.
But it's like that stuff gets played out.
I can see where it could ruin the business, though. I can see that.
Definitely
I think that's why it was better. Like, I think AEW was better. Just, maybe AEW shouldn't be a thing. Is what I'm saying. Is like it's better when it's on the indies and not televised like that. You know what I mean? And you just know, if you know, and you go see it. That's fine. But when it's like on the main front here, and how you're getting like a huge fan base for it, because the thing is,
how is it you have all these high spots, but then you get a match between CM Punk and Dax Harwood, and with very little high spots, but everything gets sold the way it should, and it's a 5-star match.
That was one of their best matches, probably. Yeah,
exactly.
Me and Christian were just talking about that. That match is fucking great. I watched it after we did the episode, and that match was great. Dax, I don't know. They need Tony Khan needs to stop doing cocaine.
Why do you say that?
Because it feels like he's a cokehead, if you ask me. Like the way he acts, look at the stuff he books. He's looking for that sugar rush, the coke rush.
It's because he's listening to freaking the Young Bucks and
yeah.
Omega.
I don't know about Christian's.
Oh, I don't like Omega.
No,
for a while there, I was a fan of him.
Yeah,
but it's like, so you get noted for doing all these 5-star matches, these legendary matches in Japan, but then you come over here and you're on TV a lot more, and these 5-star matches start disappearing.
Yeah, and then he pushes these Japanese princess anime characters all the time and shit.
So, like, a perfect example would be FTR. Every match we've seen FTR when they were in NXT.
5-star. 5 or 4-star. All the time.
5, 4-star.
Yeah.
Every single time, no matter who they were against.
Yeah.
It could have been against Enzo and Cass.
And they brought the best out of them.
And they brought the best out of them.
And they weren't even fucking high flyers, nothing like that. They were straight fucking...
No flips, just fists.
Yep.
It's all about telling the story. That's why I don't like I like the Lucha Bros, but it's just their style's too one-sided. Like, the Lucha Bros would be dope if they weren't showcased all the time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, in small dosages. Because it's hard to work with them because you have to work a lucha style with them.
And the lucha style is very fast-paced, very
and not
spotty.
many people can work that. And and the people that try it who aren't very good at it, that's when it gets botchy. It's like, luchador is cool, but not everybody can do it. Like, at the very best of the business is AAA. And they have their event called Triple Mania. And that's low-key nicknamed Bacho Mania. Because every year
there's always
a long...
You always send me the compilations.
Clip. Yeah. A compilation of straight botches.
I think you sent me one that was like almost an hour long.
It's hard to keep up that style of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking. I don't know anymore. I always question. I don't know.
Fucking. So let's get back to the NXT though.
Finish
that. You have Mandy Rose and
it was Mandy Rose versus
Io Shirai.
Io Shirai
versus Cora Jade.
And what was the other girl? Kylie Ray.
Kylie Ray.
That was a. See, okay, this is the thing I was thinking watching and I wanted to bring up on here. How come these women matches could be fucking excellent on NXT? Excellent, and I feel like they don't hit that stride on the main roster. Because even, I had my, we were talking about last episode with me and Christian, I was talking about Charlotte Flair, but if I went back and I watched some of her matches on NXT, and I forgot how much I loved her matches on NXT, and I didn't like them too much on the main roster. Same with Sasha Banks, same with all of them. Becky Lynch, all of them.
I mean, they've each had their moments on the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
Good, but it's probably just also the timing-wise, too. As far as they probably get a little bit more time on NXT to do their things because the shows aren't as long. I mean, the shows aren't as long and there ain't that many matches that they have to fit in. So, I mean, that's part of the issue, too.
Because this match, I don't know what you thought, but I thought this was a great match.
Honestly, I think it might have been the best match of the whole card.
Yeah. Cora Jade, really good. I think her little gimmick character might not bode well with a lot of people, but I don't think I can see making it on the main roster. But
she looks like a punk rock chick from Chicago.
She's from Chicago.
It fits to a T.
That's why Christian loves her, because that's his style.
Yeah, definitely.
But Mandy Rose is doing great in NXT, man.
I mean, but she's also gotten better too.
She had gotten a lot better, but that brings me back to the point. I think you had said, you said that in the text message, and you were talking about what Randy Orton said, how they were green and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Having these veterans on there, like like you said, having Dolph and Rude on there is gonna help NXT a lot.
Oh, definitely.
Because this match, that women's match was fucking great.
Yeah, I didn't like the spot with Cora Jade and Kylie Ray where she did the Canadian Destroyer on the
I thought that was banned on WWE TV.
No.
Because that is a very dangerous move.
Yeah, you have to really just, when you do that flip, you have to land on your ass in order to stop them from landing on their neck.
Yeah.
And it looked like she barely may have made it.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah.
That was scary to watch.
Because if you pay attention to stuff like that, you just have to look. That's why they don't do the sit-down power driver. But if you look at the sit-down power driver, like their head is on top of their lap. And when Owen, it was a sit-down that he did on Austin, right?
Yeah.
When he did that, Austin's head was tucked in between his legs, which caused a spike.
Oh, man.
So, I don't know. It's iffy. But once again, it's something that you see every day probably on AEW.
Christian probably seen, because Christian...
He's probably seen, I know he sent me clips at least of 5 different Canadian Destroyers.
Oh, but the weekend's over, he probably seen 100 of them.
And what's the purpose?
Yeah. Because that should almost be like, if you're going to use it, that should almost be like your finisher, but not like...
It was a finisher.
Yeah.
The first person I ever seen do a Canadian Destroyer was Petey Williams. And when I seen him do it, I was like, man, that is epic.
Now it's just like, oh,
not everybody does it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Junk food.
It's not good for you.
It's not. That's why I said it's not good for. That's how I look at the Fast and Furious movies too. Junk food.
Man, I could not get through that last one, bro.
It pisses me off.
It killed me at the very beginning with Vin Diesel in that car and then jumping over the cliff and him hitting that thing just right to be able to wing the car.
So Christian always talks shit about those movies, right? It was just funny. He talks shit about those movies, but likes this other shit. But I finally talked him to go see one with me, and it happens to be the worst one I felt like that's been out.
Best part of it was Cena.
Cena was great in it. He was a good villain. He was a good heel.
Yeah, best part was Cena.
And even though I don't buy him and Vin Diesel as brothers, but
I didn't like the way young Vin Diesel looked.
No, but
I
was
was like,
that
you look nothing like Vin Diesel.
so? Was that Vin Diesel's voice, or was that guy's voice? Like, did they put Vin Diesel's voice over him?
I don't know.
Because it sounded like too much like Vin Diesel.
It didn't look like him at all.
It didn't look like it was some like random Puerto Rican guy they picked up off the street.
Exactly. And Vin Diesel's not Puerto Rican.
No, he's like, I don't even know what the hell. Vin Diesel just like 31 flavors Mexican Robbins. But no, yeah, Mandy Rose retained.
Yeah.
That was a good ending.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
She came, Io Saraya hit her finisher, waited too long to do the pin. In comes Mandy Rose with her finisher.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Mandy Rose gets the dub. And then we move on to Gunther versus Gunther versus LA Knight, which was a decent match for
Shredded Gunther.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Gunther lost some weight. He looks good.
Lost a lot of weight.
He looked great, and bravo to the guy for looking great. But it just kind of, for me, and you agreed. I was thinking the same thing before you mentioned it. Before you tested it. It took away his Master Hill approach to me.
Yeah, he doesn't look like beefy anymore.
He doesn't look like that one match with him and Tyler Bate, that like 40-minute, like hour match almost at UK.
Man, that was epic.
That was one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Epic. Yeah.
So it took away that factor, but Gunther still has it. Gunther's great. He's a great heel. I like him. That match was good.
Successful.
He will. I can see Vince probably wanted him to lose that weight.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
So.
If not, he was going to put him in some kind of tennis outfit.
Call him Gunther Bear or something like that.
Yeah, the bear cat Gunther.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a good little, like, not really a squash match because it lasted pretty much.
No,
but
it wasn't a squash.
It was a good back and forth. I like LA Knight a little bit. I don't know if it's just his name or what, but who was he? Eli, what was his name?
Eli Drake.
Eli Drake, right?
Yeah, he's another one too. He's been doing it for a lot of years.
Yeah, he's another. So and then that brings us to our main event, Braun Breaker,
which I called.
Yeah,
this is Dolph Ziggler.
You called you called for the most part because it was him into the.
Well, I knew he was gonna win though.
What?
I said I knew he was gonna win.
I didn't know. But
hey, man,
you had said they're really high on Braun Breaker.
It's 2022. The internet exists. Apparently, he's gonna be on the main roster now. So I knew he wasn't gonna win. I knew he wasn't gonna win the title back.
So yeah, Braun Breaker loses to Dolph Ziggler. That was a good match though too. They both, they're both great. I mean, Dolph is great. Braun Breaker, you think he's a little green, or you think he's getting there?
He's very green, but I mean, he's green, but he's safe. That's the thing.
Well, he got fucking. He was trained by like the best. Well, best tag team ever. One of the best tag teams ever.
They had 5 years of eliteness.
But then Big Papa Pump did too many roids. He got too muscled.
He didn't do steroids.
Well, he got too muscled.
There's no such thing as too muscled, bro.
Big Papa Pump could have been fucking huge. He
was huge.
He could have been great as a wrestler.
He was great.
On WWE.
He was also old. Alright? Shit gets wear and tears on your knees.
He was weird on the mic.
That was the best part about him.
That's what they were afraid yesterday for the Hall of Fame.
Bro, if he would have busted out a math promo, that would have made my fucking day.
He was like, everybody, is always worried about me being on the mic, and his brother grabbed the mic for a second, and then he looked at him, and he goes, no. He goes, okay. He gave it back. So I don't know if that was like staged, but it was funny as shit. But yeah, man, overall, the NXT shit was great. Of course, WWE WrestleMania hasn't happened yet. We're just kind of getting this out here now because I want you guys to have something this week. Brought on my good friend Hector Reno. We're waiting for Alexandra to come in. Alejandra.
Yes,
we're going to watch WrestleMania Night 1. We'll see if we can watch tomorrow as well. We got Smoker Section coming tomorrow. But I appreciate you coming through, Hector. This was fun.
Anytime.
Give you a little knowledge. Because as Christian says, you're a Cornetti, so you have more. I don't know where Christian came up with that.
A Cornetti?
That's what he calls Cornet fans. He goes, "Oh, you and Hector are Cornettis."
No, it's just we're logical. I don't like putting a hat on a hat.
Like, shut up. fucking was it his favorite? Twinkle Toes, right?
Yeah, Twinkle Toes. That's what he calls Kenny Omega.
That's his fucking Christian. But I can't believe Christian put him on his Mount Rushmore.
Who, Omega?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of blew my mind that you'd even put him up there. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
He's every match I watch a 5-star match.
Every match he watches of his is a 5-star match. Has he seen him in AEW?
That's what he's talking about. I don't think Christian's seen him other than I think he's seen him once or twice in NJ.
In New Japan?
Yeah. But he's mostly seen his AEW stuff.
Let me guess. Orange Cassidy has potential to be on his Mount Rushmore too now, huh? Yeah, Christian's, he's out there. He's in left field with that shit. Like, I understand it. He likes it and stuff, but it's honestly just trash. Like, I would put Dax Harwood over Omega.
I like Dax Harwood.
Yeah, there's rumors that they might split them.
Yeah, the FTR.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Tony Khan don't do shit with them.
He don't. He just needs to keep them on Ring of Honor because he can't book them over the Bucks.
No.
Got to protect those Hardy boys.
That's what they're called, the Hardy Boys.
I mean, they are trying to be little Hardy Boy wannabes.
I wonder who will Tony Khan put over, and then if they go against each other.
What do you think?
Hardy Boys and
You know exactly who he's going to put over.
New Bucks.
The Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks over the Hardy Boys?
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
How many times do you see the Young Bucks lose?
True. This the only time I can really think of is the time against the Lucha Bros in that cage match. Well, on that depressing note, love you guys. Peace out.